right, Matt, thank you very much here in Fort Lauderdale as we get ready for second half action. And Howard Schnellenberger's record is in jeopardy here. 6-0 in the postseason as a college coach, but his team down now, as Matt said, 23-7, John.
We have to find something on offense. They have to get it back to their big play guys, and on defense, they can't stop the quarterback in the running of Jamal Branch. He's done an excellent job in between the tackles, but big plays. And in this second half, Colgate needs to prevent that quick strike on defense. Make them earn everything in the second half. In Florida Atlantic, they have to find Bynes and Cressinger Hill, the tight end, for big plays. Now, it's a long half, so they don't have to get it all in their first drive, but they have to find a way to get it to their playmakers with some space.
Well, that's the Home Depot coaching adjustments by John Kajemi, and FAU definitely needs some big plays here in the second half as Colgate, again, a high lofting kick and received at the 20-yard line. A fair catch by the fullback. And that is where we will start. Tahim Acevedo, as we take a look at Howard Schnellenberger. Again, we mentioned 6-0, has a chance to become only the second coach all time to win both a Division I and a Division I AA national championship. As we look at the first half stats, and as you can imagine, Colgate has been dominating.
Yeah, and that time of possession, Mark, is the key. Colgate's been able not only to possess the football, but do something with it, get it into the end zone, kick field goals when they've had a chance, but they've done a nice job of controlling this game with their offense.
So Parker gets the ball early on, and right off the bat rips off about 13 yards on the play. Sean McHugh, the strong safety, is there to make the stop, and they're going to move the chains on the first play of the second half for FAU.
Well, let's see what type of adjustments Howard made at halftime. And you have to go back to Larry Seipel and trying to get the football, that offensive coordinator for FAU, try to get the football to Cressinger Hill and Roosevelt Bynes. Those have been the playmakers all year long, and they've lived and died off of the big play. Let's see if they can create some excitement on offense in the second half.
1st and 10. Allen rolls right. Looking deep. Going for Taylor. And intercepted by Ainsworth Minot, the strong safety. So you talk about trying to get a big play, get something going, and a mistake is made, and it costs FAU.
Yeah, and we also talked about let's not get it all in this first drive. They could methodically move the football down and still get it to their playmakers. Well covered on the play. You see two defenders in white jerseys, the ball underthrown by Jared Allen. And there's the reaction by Minot. Very excited on that Colgate sideline because they can feel the momentum is not going to shift. That defense will not allow it. And now onto the field.
Just the 7th interception on the season for Jared Allen. As Colgate goes back to work. Slot right, Branch deep in the backfield, gets the handoff over the left side and picks his way for maybe 2 or 3 yards. Check in with Anne-Marie Anderson. Anne-Marie?
Guys, I talked to both coaches at halftime. Howard Schnellenberger is not very happy about the way things are going. He says that the Colgate team is very well coached. But I did also talk to Kirk Hose, the defensive coordinator for Florida Atlantic. He's very frustrated. He says those first downs that we're giving them are too easy for him. They're having 2nd and short, 3rd and short. The result of this game is not going to change unless they get a hold of that. Meanwhile, Dick Biddle is very happy with the way things are going, obviously. He says that they haven't even stopped us offensively. We've stopped ourselves just on that one interception.
Very good points, Anne-Marie. And the way Colgate's going right now, they've controlled the clock as Brown escapes the tackle at the line of scrimmage, is hammered by Quentin Swain, the middle linebacker, and that'll be a loss of about 1 yard on the play.
Good job at the point of attack by the defensive line and linebackers. Tyrone Higgins was the guy first there, and then Swain comes in for the cleanup job on Chris Brown, but Higgins was the guy in the backfield disrupting that option play.
Brown gets him out of the huddle. FAU defense waits at the line of scrimmage. Three wide receivers and out of the shotgun. Brown throws badly over his intended receiver Long. Craig Roundtree was the closest defender, but he couldn't even get a hand on it.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was a throwaway or Dwayne Long was supposed to go on the corner route. He ended up bringing it down, but great pressure by this FAU defense. That's something they have not been able to do in the first half, is get close to Chris Brown. That time they kiss him on the outside. Rickards, number 99, the defensive end, puts a lot of pressure on Chris Brown.
So Sutton back deep to kick. Matt Prudenti, number 15, the single deep receiver for FAU. almost blocked. Punt deep, sends Prudenti to his right. He won't be able to field it. Now takes it at about the 27 and can't break the tackle. He'll be down at the 29-yard line by Jeff Bean. So FAU gets another shot, trailing 23-7 at this point. We'll take a break. We'll be back right after this.
The Panasonic Pro Curve Pivot Action Shaver. The world's fastest shaver. The world's sharpest shaver blades. And a head that pivots to fit your face. The Pro Curve Pivot Action Shaver.
I feel like a new man.
Panasonic. Ideas for life.
Rockstar Games presents Grand Theft Auto 3. Out now on PlayStation 2 and Xbox as part of the double pack with Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Rated M for mature.
Mount Everest Base Camp, 17,000 feet. Whose idea was this? Fortunately, with a laptop powered by Centrino, Intel's mobile technology, you can see a friendly face wirelessly from thousands of places, even if you can't feel your fingers. Intel Centrino, mobile technology.
So after an early interception in the third quarter, Florida Atlantic now takes over, trailing 23-7 to Colgate. Tonight at 8 o'clock on ESPN, it's the Heisman Trophy presentation presented by Wendy's. First off, Reese Davis, Trev Alberts, and Mark May at Grand Central Station. Then Reese joins Chris Fowler, Lee Corso, and Kirk Herbstreit at the Yale Club for live interviews with the finalists, their families, coaches, and all the people of importance. Of course, this gentleman right there, number 25 on the bench, Jamal Branch, one of the finalists for the Walter Payton Award, which is the Heisman Award for 1AA college football.
Well deserving, and he's proving it why he's one of those finalists today.
Allen comes out, and they go to the run. Inside, Jackson finds a crease and gets it out to about the 26-yard line before he's stopped by Josh Sabo, the defensive tackle.
Huge hole up the middle, Mark. Great job by the offensive line of FAU. And nice acceleration through the hole. There's no hesitation that time by Anthony Jackson. He's north-south, and he's getting some blocks down the football field, and that's what you like to see. Some excitement, some positive things happen for this offense.
They move the chains, another first down. Play action for Allen. Looks and throws the comeback, and Roosevelt Bynes gets his first catch of the day on the comeback. That'll be good enough for a first down out to about the 37-yard line. Brian Anderson was there in coverage.
Well, it's amazing they have not tried to take advantage of the route running ability of Roosevelt Bynes. You can see him, just that subtle move with his head, making Brian Anderson think he's on the go. And the best route that Jared Allen throws is a comeback. And that's the first time he's been able to hit Bynes today.
Anderson kind of squatting on that comeback. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to go downtown here pretty quick. Allen, again, play action. Over the middle, finds Cressinger Hill, the tight end, who drags a couple of defenders out to about the 37-yard line. Brian Anderson, the corner, was there, but not before the big tight end picks up another first down.
Well, we talked about the two guys they needed to get into this offense, and that's Tony Cressinger Hill and Roosevelt Bynes. This time, they go to Hill on the crossing route, and that's one of his favorite routes, getting across the football and using that speed to find the dead area in the zone. Early in the game, he dropped two on the crossers. That time, the sure-handed receivers moved the chains again.
All right. Number 4, Anthony Jackson gets a carry for no yards. And, you know, it's funny, we talk about those Home Depot coaching adjustments that you mentioned at halftime, and it's exactly what FAU is doing right now.
Well, they're making us look good, and Howard's doing a good job following our plan, but good job on that play, that time by Colgate. Prevent the quick strike. They had to prevent the guy going 60 yards on one shot. And for Florida Atlantic, they had to find those two playmakers. They really came up dry in the first half when they tried to go to the well. They finally find Bynes on a comeback, and that time they find Hill on the crossing route.
Taylor with a motion, and there they go. Jared Hill had Bynes deep It has to pull it down under pressure and finally dropped at the 35-yard line. A pickup of 3. Ainsworth Minot, the free safety, was there on the tackle.
Boy, Mark, you called it perfectly. He had Bynes, and if he had enough time to set up after this play action, he would have been able to step up and fire. But a good job by Josh Worst, number 86, coming free from that defensive line position. And Bynes is running by his lonesome. He wants the football. He wants to cross that touchdown line and get 6 for his team offensively.
Wasn't anybody within 7 yards of Bynes on that play, as Doug Parker now is checked in as the halfback as Allen works out of the shotgun. Has the tight end, Christopher Hill, on the crossing route, and he'll get inside the 25. That's good enough for another first down as they move the chains for FAU.
Boy, if I'm offensive coordinator Larry Seipel, I want to wear these two guys out in the second half. I wouldn't mind repeating certain plays because guys are wide open in the secondary. You didn't find that in the first half. A lot of mistakes, a lot of penalties held FAU back, and a lot of drop passes. But now Larry Seipel trying to get some rhythm in that offense, and he's going back to his playmakers.
Larry Seipel, guy who's been around the game of football for a very long time. Anthony Jackson now, the tailback. Allen changes the play at the line of scrimmage. The toss to Jackson. Stretch the play wide. And it's dragged down by number 90. Robert Hanna, the defensive end, who makes a great defensive play for Colgate.
We talked so much about the team speed of FAU. That time, Robert Hanna coming from the middle of the screen. He just runs down the running back to the short side. Anthony Jackson, relentless on his pursuit angle. Great angle by Robert Hanna. Gets that tackle for a loss. That's 11.5 tackles for a loss on the season. And Colgate trying to prevent FAU from getting into that end zone early in this third quarter.
Officials stop the clock. An official timeout. So they'll have a discussion. They've marked the ball as a 2-yard loss on the play. The official game clock is still ticking away, so we'll have to adjust the game clock as well. Referees from the Ohio Valley Conference, so a neutral conference to both the Patriot League and the Independent, which FAU is. Explaining to Howard Schnellenberger exactly what they're doing out there.
You know, it's been tough to get the big play on Colgate for a couple of reasons. You've had the inconsistency in the first half of the FAU offense, but they always keep a safety in the middle of the football field. If you're going to beat them deep, you've got to go on the edge and the cornerbacks, and they've respected the team speed of the Owls so much that they've given them a little cushion underneath, but they haven't been able to get vertical until early in the third quarter.
I think you make a very good point, and I think you can't just sit there and run comebacks and hooks in crossing routes. You got to take some shots deep. We saw the first ball Bynes catch. Though it was a comeback, the corner's kind of squatting out there. Anderson's really not on his horse and trying to get turned and cover the deep ball, and I think you have to be aware of that.
And on the flip side of that, Chris Brown has challenged with Luke Graham 3 or 4 times before he went back to him on the comebacks and on the curl and on the quick hitches. So that's what they've done. They've tried to challenge, say, hey, we're going to throw it deep, but then we'll come back and nickel and dime you, and that's what they've done. Colgate has on offense to be successful in the first half.
It seems that they didn't run the clock. The officials trying to square it away. Right now they've put some time back on the clock and run it back up to 10:52. And let's check in with Anne-Marie. Anne-Marie?
Well, guys, you were just talking about Luke Graham. I just wanted to tell you that his right shoulder is bothering him. That's the one that subluxate. You probably noticed on some of those catches in the first half. He just wasn't able to get the extension that he wants to get. Trainer Marty Erb said it's nothing new for him. He's learning to live with it.
Subluxate. I guess Anne-Marie is the new Dr. Jerry Punch of this group.
She's doing a good job.
Injury, that's how I know.
For us dummies that couldn't get into Colgate, that would be a partially dislocated shoulder. Comes in and out.
I like to say that.
He's a tough kid. 2 touchdowns on the day for Luke Graham. So the officials try to get the clock squared away here. 10:52 remaining in the third quarter as Colgate is out in front 23-7, but FAU now is moving and threatening. Mark Malone, John Kajemi, Anne-Marie Anderson here calling the game for you. Colgate, the number 4 seed. FAU and Independent knocked off NAU last week and scored 48 points in doing so. And that hasn't been the same team here today, however.
Yeah, they made it look easy last week in the Dome on the road. Now they come back home for the biggest game of the year, and in the first half really struggled to throw the football and get any continuity on offense. And they haven't been able to stop Colgate, the quarterback and running back combination at all.
Roosevelt Vines, the Pitt transfer, their big play man, has finally caught a pass here in the third quarter and starting to get involved in the offense as FAU takes over now. 2nd down and 12. Allen back to pass, looks deep, has Vines, but underthrows the ball, almost intercepted by Sean McCune, the strong safety. But I guess if you're Larry Seifel, you got to be glad at least you're taking a shot at the big guy.
Yeah, you're taking a shot. Just the timing a little bit off the ball, a little bit late because Vines was out of his break and in the end zone. Actually had to come back to get the football. So Sean McCune makes a good break on the ball, but the ball needed to be to the back of the end zone, Mark, because that's where his wide receiver, Roosevelt Vines, was waiting.
They take a shot deep, come up short. That brings up 3rd and 12 now. FAU 3 of 7 on 3rd down opportunities today. The corner blitz, play action, Allen rolls right. Nothing. Finally just throws it away, tries to get it to his tight end, Christopher Hill, but the ball is high. Tim Lukabu, the middle linebacker, was there to make the play.
And credit Colgate, the defensive secondary, they were in coverage for quite a long time, and the linebackers running with Tony Cressinger Hill on the crossing route off of that bootleg, and they've done a nice job of matching team speed today. I think that was very underrated coming into this game. They talked about the team speed of FAU maybe taking over this game. Well, the toughness in the team speed of Colgate right now is getting them the lead.
So Mark Myers will come on. He's 11 of 14 on the year, and from this distance of 43 yards, he's 5 of 5. Ball is long enough, and it's good enough. So Mark Myers hits one from 43 yards out, puts another 3 points on the board for FAU. They trail now by 2 scores, 13 points, 23-10. We'll be back with more action from Fort Lauderdale right after this.
I have to focus, gather everything I've learned, all my successes, all my sacrifices, all my pain, and concentrate that energy into one moment. That's a moment I'll use every single day of my life.
There are over 360,000 NCAA student athletes, and just about all of us will be going pro in something other than sports.
We asked real mechanics what they think of the new Stanley Professional Grade Mechanics tool test.
There's no difference in quality between these and the tools I paid a lot more money for.
I think it's a really good quality kit. These were amazing.
It's just a good deal.
They're excellent.
Now, for the first time ever, you don't have to be a professional mechanic to bring home true professional grade tools. Look closely and compare Stanley Pro Grade quality with the leading brand. Stanley tools are double nickel chrome plated, hot forged and hand turned, and a longer shank for more torque and better accessibility. Even Stanley's patented Easy Latch case comes fully assembled with tools that are ready to get to work. The other brand, don't even go there. Stanley's new mechanics tools are made better to last longer because they're built pro grade tough. Period. During this special limited time offer, log on to StanleyTools.com to receive a rebate coupon worth up to $10 for the name of the Stanley Professional Grade retailer near you. Call or go online now.
Welcome back to Fort Lauderdale as Florida Atlantic has gotten on a board with another field goal and trails 23-10. And here's your storylines. Jamal Branch sets a new NCAA record, his 29th rushing touchdown of the season so far. Meanwhile, Jared Allen just 9 of 19, 121 yards, but an interception. Parker, the only touchdown for the Owls, a 1-yard plunge in the first quarter.
You know, Mark, with the percentage of Jared Allen on the season, well over 60%. He had a few drops early, but that's been the key of this offense. They haven't really found any momentum and continuity, and they tried to find some early in the third quarter here with that score.
Long picks up the ball and cuts it back to the left side and is just hammered at the 15-yard line. Manages to hang on, and they're going to mark it out to the 20. But what a hit put on by the FAU defender, Tahim Acevedo. Take a look at this.
Just a big hit on the special plays. You could hear that. Yeah, I think my shoulder's starting to hurt up here, Mark. On
Chris Laskowski, I should correct myself, was the one that got the helmet in on Long, and he'll remember that for a long time. Jamal Branch, the running back, 23 rushes, 89 yards. He was looking for 120 coming in today to become the NCAA's all-time leading rusher in a single season. Brown comes out on the bootleg, plenty of room, and is run down by the linebacker, Tyrone Higgins. But not before Brown picks up 12 yards on the play. Willie Hughley, the corner, also in on the play for FAU.
Mark, I watched Chris Brown last week do this in a victory against Western Illinois, and I said, well, let's see how he does. He's got to be that much better on a great day and good footing, and you can see the power and the strength after the initial hit by Higgins on the sideline. He breaks that tackle and takes it for a first down, and you can't say enough about Brown passing. He's done a great job, 128 yards, 2 touchdowns, and rushing 67 yards on 10 carries.
He has been the show so far for Colgate in this game as they go back. Jamal Branch, who sidesteps a couple of tacklers before he's dropped at the 37-yard line by Tyrone Higgins.
This is a 1-2 punch that's very tough to defend, and I know Kirk Hosa, the defensive coordinator at FAU, has to be scratching his head trying to figure out how they could slow down the quarterback, but once you do, Jamal Branch comes north and south at you.
It's a difficult offense to defend, certainly. And a much bigger offensive line up front than I think FAU is used to. 2nd and 5. Branch gets the handoff, and no gain there. No gain there. Quentin Swain, the middle linebacker, the first to get there for the FAU Owls. And although there wasn't much, Jamal Branch now owns the new NCAA record for most rushing attempts in a season, 410. He should be a tired young man.
Yes, he should. Just add that to the list of records that he already has accomplished, and he's looking to get one more or a couple more this afternoon.
He gets a breather on the sideline as they go now to the spread offense. Brown will work out of the shotgun. Look to the 3 receiver side, and intended for Gerald, but the ball got on him quick and he could not hang on, and that'll bring out the punt team.
Chris Brown trying to go to the wide side, and as you said, the ball got on J.B. Gerald a little bit quicker than he anticipated. Didn't get that head and hands around quick enough, and it turns out to be a 4th down punting opportunity for Colgate. FAU came close to blocking the last one, Mark.
Jason Sutton, the punter for Colgate. Matt Prudenzi, number 15. And we've got a flag on the play before the play starts. Thrown by the umpire, kind of a strange position. Colgate says it's on FAU.
Hereby foul, play game, obstructing the quarterback signals by the defense. 5-yard penalty.
Obstructing the quarterback signal by the defense.
Well, there's one thing, there's no quarterback on the football field, and maybe they were trying to yell out a snap count or something, but I don't understand it either, Howard. That's the first time I've seen that on a punt opportunity.
Howard wants an explanation. I don't think it'll be sufficient for him, however. So again, this FAU team has been hurt by mistakes on special teams. The kickoff that was recovered by Colgate, some severe penalties. And Colgate goes back to work again on offense. 1st and 10. The bootleg by Brown. Looks outside. Oh, almost intercepted, and that'll be an offensive pass interference penalty on Andrew Oladipo. Jarrell Terry, the free safety, was there on coverage, and what a great coverage it was.
Terrific position by Jarrell Terry. He came back from a hurt shoulder in Nicholls State game early in the season, and it's been hampering him all season long, and a great call by you, Mark. That was definitely offensive interference, but a good job by the offensive player, because that would have been an interception. So you hate to have the penalty, but you don't want to give the turnover up as well.
Sometimes penalties are good things. In this case, it works out for Colgate.
By the offense, 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat, 1st down.
Chris Brown on the rollout after the play action, and really a bad decision that time, because well covered on the play by Jarrell Terry. And I'm sure Chris Brown's going back to the huddle and saying, hey, good job. We're going to knock that one away, and we don't care about the penalty. Let's get back and try to work this clock again.
Oladipo will now leave, and Ben Evans, the fullback, comes in to replace him. Get into their traditional I formation set. Branch Out to about the 30-yard line and pick up maybe 2 yards there. Right now, let's check in with the studio. Matt Weiner. Matt?
Well, Mark, Wofford has not been able to get anything going at Delaware in the other semifinal. It was a 3-all game into the half, and you see 3-all in the third quarter when Jermaine Bennett busts through for the Fighting Blue Hens to put them up 10-3. Division III scores. Mount Union wins its 55th straight, 66-0 in the Division III semis. They'll take on, it looks like, St. John's. They're up 23-10 in the fourth.
All right, Matt, thank you very much. Stoppage in play. We have an injury here as Rene Vargas is down, one of the offensive linemen for Colgate. They're working on his lower extremity. Colgate leading 23-10 here with 8:05 remaining in the third.
Yeah, one of the tandem from Florida, the center and quarterback, Rene from Miami, Florida, and Chris Brown from Rockledge. And we get back to those teammates that Anne Marie mentioned earlier in the broadcast from FAU. And Chris Brown's had the better of it right now. He's been dominant offensively. He's been dominant running the football. He's been very accurate throwing the football. And you have to have that out of that quarterback because you can't ride Jamal Branch all day long. And they've been able to stay off of Jamal because Chris Brown's productivity from that quarterback position.
Let's take a closer look at exactly what happened here. Yeah, he gets lifted up, and it's hard to see sometimes. It's like a can of worms in there. You don't know what happens oftentimes. Just a reminder, later today on ESPN, North Dakota and Grand Valley State. They'll meet to decide the Division II football championship. More information, you can log on to ESPN.com. We mentioned North Dakota, the Fighting Sioux. They won the title in 2001 against Grand Valley State. So a couple of programs that are familiar with each other. As Chris Brown works now and throws it over the middle to his fullback, Guglielmotti, who picks it up and gets it out to the 45-yard line before Irvins Guerriere makes the stop the defensive tackle.
Well, Quentin Swain was about a step too late getting to Chris Brown, but that gave him enough time. And what an athletic catch by the fullback, Eric Guglielmotti. Came into the game with only 5 receptions, but none better than that right there. Puts Colgate into a manageable third down after the big penalty.
Third down, and we're calling it 8 yards. As time continues to tick away on FAU. Big third down for the Owls. A bad snap, but Brown holds on. Steps up inside and finds his wide receiver, Luke Graham. He's got 2 touchdowns on the day already, but Graham gets in front of Gerald Terry, the free safety, and they'll move the chains for the Raiders.
Gerald Terry brought the lumber on that one, and if Luke Graham's shoulder is still in, it looks like he's going to the sidelines because this was a hellacious hit right on that injured shoulder, the right shoulder of Luke Graham. He went immediately to the sidelines, but what a courageous catch going up and getting the football, and another nice delivery by Chris Brown.
A local kid out of Hamilton, New York, who has certainly shown his toughness today for Colgate. 4 catches, 50 yards on the day for Graham as Branch takes the pitch left and picks up about 3 yards on the play before he's stopped by Craig Roundtree. 3rd place all time at Colgate. He has 145 catches, and I'll tell you what, let's see, he's got 4 today, so he came in with 67, so I mean he's already on his way to a 70+ catch season for the junior out of Hamilton, New York.
Trying to shake the cobwebs on the sidelines as well from that last hit.
Christie now replacing Graham as they hand the ball off to Branch, who sidesteps a tackler in the backfield. Really dropped for about a yard loss. Shamari Earls, the backup middle linebacker, was there first for the Owls.
You know, Mark, getting back to that last catch by Luke Graham, it seems like this Colgate offense, every time they needed to make a play, they've come up and made the play, whether it's been the running of Chris Brown or the running of Jamal Branch or the catching outside of J.B. Gerald or Luke Graham. Somebody has stepped to the forefront and made a play, either on 2nd, 3rd down, a big play to keep the chains going and winning that time of possession.
Well, 3rd down has been the friend to Colgate. It's been an enemy today to FAU, both offensively and defensively. And this is 3rd and 8. Out of the shotgun. Brown over the middle, has his intended receiver, and that is J.B. Gerald, and that's going to be enough for another first down. Craig Roundtree was there on the coverage, but could not make the play.
Nice delivery again by Chris Brown over the middle. J.B. Gerald coming in, and a tough catch. Good coverage by Craig Roundtree all over the back of Gerald, but Chris Brown found a way to fit the football in there. Just a step late as Roundtree, but that'll move the chains again. And another example of finding a way to stay on the field for this Colgate offense.
Third catch of the day for Gerald. He has 30 yards. That's 10 a catch. Brown, the counter, the Branch. Held up towards the line of scrimmage, maybe a half a yard on that play before 3 or 4 defenders, including Chris McKinley, got there quickly for the Owls defense.
What has to be frustrating for the FAU offense, they've been sitting and watching, basically other than that one drive they had to start the third quarter, they've been sitting and watching this Colgate team control the line of scrimmage and control the pace of this game. And that's been the key. They are dictating to FAU, and they can't get on the field to do anything.
Play action, roll right. Brown being chased by Higgins, but outruns the linebacker. Finally knocked out of bounds at about the 16-yard line by Shamari Earls.
Nice pursuit by Tyrone Higgins, really forcing the quarterback Brown to make a decision. Chris wanted to throw the football into the end zone, but thought better of it. Got out of bounds, and another big hit. These guys are, these guys are throwing their bodies around. There's a reason why they've come to this point in the season, and these linebackers and defensive backs of FAU, they can run and hit you.
Talk about keeping drives alive. 10 plays, 56 yards, 5 minutes and 10 seconds so far on this drive. As we take a look at Chris Brown's numbers, 172 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. He's rushed for 75 yards. It has been the Chris Brown show. Dick Biddle on the sideline now will talk to his offensive unit as Brown calls a timeout. His time was running down on the play clock.
I think Dick Biddle couldn't have written a better script for the way this game has played out in the first half and the way it's gone in the second half. He got his offense back onto the field and controlled the game.
Well, he has had a great success at Colgate. His 72% winning percentage, and he leads now 23-10 with 4:25 remaining.
They are ghosts of the gridiron, and their time has come again. Now, a new generation has emerged as college football's celebration of excellence writes a new chapter. Who will be next? The 2003 Heisman Trophy presentation presented by Wendy's. Tonight at 8 Eastern on ESPN.
It's closing in on you.
Wait, they're multiplying.
I can't see them. They're right on you. Move. Are you there? Anybody?
Get your hands on some serious technology, like a compact Presario with the Intel Pentium 4 processor. All for just $499 after rebates, plus free shipping. Get what they've got. Get a compact Presario.
Call 888-TRAVELOCITY or visit Travelocity.com.
Fans here in Fort Lauderdale haven't given up yet on FAU. They trail 23-10 with 4:25 in the third. Jamal Branch has been a big story for Colgate. Got him in the end zone early. That was 29th rushing touchdown, an NCAA record. He also has been all over the field, inside, outside. Also set another NCAA record with his 410th carry on the season. Although he has been a big story, he hasn't been bigger than Chris Brown, the quarterback, who has just been outstanding. As we look at Branch's numbers, 29 rushes, 99 yards, a touchdown on the day. Again, he needs 120 yards to become the all-time NCAA single-season rushing leader. As Brown takes the ball off left tackle, and that'll be enough for another first down. They'll move the chains again for the Colgate offense.
Great instincts that time by Chris Brown, because he had to know down and distance. He could have made a big play or tried to bounce it outside, but he knew he needed 4 or 5 yards for that first down. put his head down, got behind that pulling guard, and moved the chains again. And the total yards, it shows you in rushing, 51 yards only for Florida Atlantic. We thought it'd be the passing show for them, but it's really been Colgate. Great balance in run and pass.
They have kept that offense off the field and minimized the speed as well when that offense has been on the field. They go back to work. First down, and Branch gets it again. Stopped at the line of scrimmage, and then finally squirts out to the right side, but he'll lose about 3 yards on the play. Craig Roundtree, the strong safety, the first to get there for the Owls defense.
Yeah, that time the Owls win the battle at the line of scrimmage. Nowhere to run for Jamal Branch, and he'll lose a couple yards on first down. But right now that clock still in the favor of Colgate, just winding it down and really wearing out that defense of FAU.
Trailing by 13, a 2-possession football game. You need a couple of touchdowns, but as you mentioned, 3:25 remaining in this football game. And again, Colgate threatening to score. Defense needs to come up big here. Pitch to Branch, stretches it, forced immediately in the backfield by Tyrone Higgins before Ramon Ricards, the defensive end, comes in to make the play, but we do have a flag on the ground. I think you got to take him back here, John. I mean, you want to take him out of field goal range if you can.
Have to keep it a 2-game score, Mark. I agree with you completely. And as much as FAU's been wearing down defensively, it looks like maybe Colgate, that offensive line, is starting to drag a little bit.
Holding. Now the offense 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay second down.
Well, you mentioned the offensive line. Rene Vargas, who left the field with what would be an apparent knee injury, has been replaced by Mark Muschel. The left guard has moved over now, so there's been some makeshift to that Colgate offensive line that Mike Foley has to work with.
Yeah, and Mike Foley playing on an undefeated team at Colgate, trying to get his squad another score to push it above a 13-point lead.
Shotgun formation, 3 wide receivers for Chris Brown. Plenty of time. It looks over the middle, and there's his favorite target, Luke Graham, who's hammered at the 10, loses his helmet, but hangs on to the football. Roundtree and Terry were there to make the hit, but not enough for Graham to cough up the ball.
What a gutty performance today by Luke Graham. He's given up his body. I don't think one catch he's had has been easy. There hasn't been a hitch or a screen or anything. He's been giving his body up in the middle, and you can see the helmet goes flying after the hit by Jarrell Terry and Roundtree. They meet about the 8-yard line. In another situation where Colgate gets pushed back and they come back in one play and have a manageable 3rd down situation.
Every time Graham gets hammered, makes a big catch, he limps off the field. A couple plays later, he'll be back in the football game. 1st and goal, or excuse me, 3rd down for Brown. Goes inside and finds his other wide receiver, Dwayne Long. Touchdown, but there's a flag on the play. Willie Hughley, the sophomore corner who'd been playing so well for this team, is victimized for his 2nd touchdown of the game as we await the official's call.
Pass interference by the defense. The penalty decline. Touchdown is good.
It looked like the foul was on Hughley, as you pointed out, Mark. What a great throw. Chris Brown has made some nice throws today, but none better than this. Watch the position of this football away from the defender. Can't get any better than that throw right there to Dwayne Long for 6.
It's a very disciplined route, too. To stem him outside, create a little room and timing for the quarterback. Great job by Long. And Schwartzberg goes for the extra point. It's good, but again, flags on the ground. Let's check out what we have here.
Jason, 12 players on the field on the defense. The penalties decline. Point is good.
So another penalty for FAU as Howard Schnellenberger, the legendary, iconic football coach, calls for his team in a discussion. I would imagine that the words right now coming out of his mouth are, yes, inspirational, but also very harsh, John.
Yeah, and very to the point. You know, 30 down, 30 to 10, 20-point deficit with a lot of time. And let's go down to Anne Marie for further on that.
Well, guys, I can tell you some things that Schnellenberger said in the past that are repeatable, because I doubt what he's saying right now is repeatable. He's done that extraordinary work raising millions of dollars for this program. His motto when he first arrived here at Florida Atlantic was that he would speak wherever 2 or more gather. Before this team even played a down of football, Schnellenberger made over 1,000 appearances on behalf of the school and the team. At this point, it's estimated that since he took on the position as Director of Football Operations in 1998, the coach has made over 3,000 appearances to generate interest in funding for this program. It's amazing. He's 69 years young.
You said when 2 or more are gathered, we spoke to him, and it was somewhat of a religious experience, kind of like talking to Bear Bryant. And he said, hey, listen, the job hasn't stopped. I've been on the phone doing radio interviews all week. I've been the ticket manager, been selling tickets this week, and they've done a good job. They've had a good turnout here.
Yeah, they have a nice turnout for FAU in their first home playoff game, and they want to do something with the last little bit of this third quarter and the rest of this fourth quarter. And I'd look for the offensive coordinator, Larry Seipel, to really go almost in a no-huddle mode to try to spark this offense.
Short kick again. Prudenti gets it. And then he is going to be stopped at the 25-yard line. 2:03 remaining here in the third quarter. That's where the Owls will take over. Right now, let's check in with Matt Weiner in the studio.
All right, Mark, the Fighting Blue Hens of Delaware trying to grind their way to the 1AA championship game. 16-play drive, eats up more than 8 minutes. Jermaine Bennett caps it off with his second touch of the day, and Delaware leads 17-3 with 6 and change left.
All right, Matt, thank you very much. Again, FAU trailing by 20, 2:03 remaining in the third quarter. They have some very, very explosive offensive players. Their speed really has been realized for Jared Allen, the quarterback, as he goes to work now out of the 3 wide receiver set, and they throw the screen. This to Parker, who broke a screen earlier for a big play. He'll be dropped at about the 33-yard line, short of the first down by Josh Sabo. Well, Howard Schnellenberger, he's always maintained a home here in the state of Florida. This is 1983, a national championship with Miami beating Nebraska by a point. His freshman quarterback, Bernie Kosar, who went on to have a pretty good NFL career as well. They go outside and find Rosie Bynes on the comeback. Breaks a tackle down the right sideline out to about the 47-yard line before Sean McCune gets the force out.
Right now, Mark, if I'm Jared Allen, the only 2 numbers I want to look at are 17 and 84, because those are the guys that can change the complexion of the game. Watch this route. Brian Anderson is still running the go route while Roosevelt Bynes is sitting in. And watch him toe tap on the sidelines. Now, he has the experience of running against Division I corners and practicing when he was at Pitt. So he's tried to filter that down to some of the receivers. You can see right there coming in and out of breaks, very efficient.
Just the second reception of the day for Bynes. And again, Colgate does not want to give up the big play. You want to try to keep these guys in front of you. It's Christinger Hill, the tight end, catches the ball, and he'll be stopped down at about the 36-yard line. He'll be close to a first down. Sabo and Anderson, the corner and the defensive tackle there on the stop.
Nice catch in traffic that time by Cressinger Hill. You have to look for him in the middle of the field. He has to own the middle of the football field with the rest of this game remaining. A lot of jerseys inside, white jerseys. Little push after the whistle. This is a physical game. No one said it was going to be easy for FAU today.
They need to score desperately. Here comes the blitz. Allen drops it off inside to the fullback, Sanchez, and Sanchez breaks a tackle inside the 5 and forced out at the 1-yard line. The fullback, Aaron Sanchez, who has a tailback mentality, we're told, comes up with a big play to get FAU in position.
And a nice job on the outside. Good blocking by Roosevelt Bynes. He shields Sean McCune away from the would-be tackle, and Aaron Sanchez using his speed. And as you said, he thinks he's a tailback. That time he did look like one in the open field.
5'10" sophomore out of Miami, Florida. 34 yards on that pass play. Sets up a first and goal for FAU, and they hand it inside to Parker. Pushes his way forward for maybe a half a yard, but he'll still be short of the end zone. It'll bring up a second and goal.
Well, FAU desperately, Mark, needs to get into the end zone, and they need to get in now before the fourth quarter starts. Get this game back to a manageable situation, but when they get the football back as Colgate, they have to find an answer to stop them.
Right.
You know, get in the end zone here, but they have to find something defensively to work out and really stop the Colgate offense.
The last drive, 18 plays for Colgate. You can't afford to have that happen. As Cressinger Hill goes in motion, the play action. Allen outside to Parker. Touchdown Owls. So whatever Howard Schnellenberger said to his team inspired at least his offense.
easy pitch and catch on the outside. Jared Allen just a play fake on the inside. Now wide open, Doug Parker takes it in for the easy score.
Myers, the extra point, it's good. And we've got ourselves a 13-point ball game again, John. Again, we're down to 2 scores, and they have a whole 4th quarter yet to play.
Well, if I'm Howard Schnellenberger, I'm thinking maybe that second half would have been a good time for the talk. They responded tremendously. Parker goes in for the touchdown reception, and Jared Allen got back to finding Roosevelt Bynes and Cressinger Hill on the drive. That set up, you know, besides the big play from Aaron Sanchez coming out of the backfield, that really set the tone for that drive.
We asked Howard Schnellenberger who had the biggest impact on his coaching career, and again, coached for guys like Don Shula, George Allen, Bear Bryant. I mean, he's really an icon in football coaching, and he said it's difficult really to say one guy has influenced me more than anybody else, but Howard Schnellenberger has done a tremendous job. Let's check in with Anne-Marie now. Anne-Marie?
Guys, Colgate center Rene Vargas has a sprained medial collateral ligament in his left knee. He's had lots of knee problems, so we've got a little shifting around on that O-line. Mark Muschel is going to play center. Todd Mulligan will play left guard. If they don't need Vargas again in this game, they're going to try to save it.
All right, Anne-Marie, thank you very much. We said that they'd switched some of those offensive linemen around, and again, it might be the ticket that FAU defense is looking for to create some disruption in what's going on offensively for Colgate. Ball kicked deep. Long will take it. And dropped at the 23-yard line. So now again, we mentioned the offense inspired by the Schnellenberger speech. We'll see what the defense can do now. We know that defensive coordinator Kirk Hoza has been barking at him most of the day.
That's right. He hasn't been shy on the sidelines, and he was afraid of Colgate because they didn't turn the football over and they were going to win the time of possession battle. Well, his worst fears came into reality today when Colgate just dominated the time of possession and put points on the board, and number one's been a big factor in doing that, and that's Chris Brown.
It has been the Chris Brown show today. Long, time-consuming drives. As Branch gets the pitch, it picks up maybe 1.5 yards on the play before Chris Laskowski, the weak side linebacker, is there to bring him down. We have another offensive line from Colgate limping up. It's number 70, Todd Mulligan, as the 3rd quarter starts to wind down. So Branch picks up 2 yards on the play, but Chris Brown still has a chance to put this game away as Colgate leads 30-17 now with the 4th quarter remaining. We're back right after this.
By out-accelerating, out-handling, and outperforming the competition, the Grand Prix Comp G earned Pontiac the right to become the official performance machines of the NCAA. The newly redesigned 2004 Pontiac Grand Prix. Fuel for the soul.
Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna
With unlimited local and long-distance calling, you can show people how much you care all the time and never worry about the cost.
shower the people you love.
The neighborhood, built by MCI. Stay close to the ones you love.
Now, don't get wild. You offend me.
Everyone's going wild over Wendy's new Wild Mountain Bacon Cheeseburger and Chicken Sandwich.
Beef or spicy chicken fillet? I do have 2 hands.
Now that's a smoky southwestern pepper sauce.
Whoa, dude.
Come here often. Bugs. Ooh, Colby Jack and Bacon. My happy little taste buds.
Try the new Wild Mountain combos at Wendy's.
I have the chicken. Thanks.
Look for Looney Tunes back-in-action toys at Wendy's everywhere.
Welcome to the House of Beer. We have 170 kinds of beer from all over the world. The beers are color-coded and separated by country, style, and color. Call me when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Call it a Sam Adams.
Yeah.
You can go around the world and not find a better beer than Samuel Adams. Always a good decision.
So, what's your day like?
Well, the dry cleaning needs to be dropped off, the groceries picked up, the dog walked in, gifts for your mom and dad.
So you gonna take care of all that?
No, I'm gonna give it to my personal assistant.
Hello, we're your personal assistants.
Now you can win $20,000 that can get you all the help you need with Visa Personal Helper Services. From November to December, use any Visa card and you are automatically entered to win with a new winner selected for every day of the promotion.
Good eggnog.
This holiday season, Visa is everywhere you want to be.
Welcome back to Fort Lauderdale, Florida. The FAU fans getting excited after their team scores to make it 30-17. The fourth quarter yet to play. Chris Brown, 276 all-purpose yards from scrimmage, 3 touchdown passes. Branch sets 2 new NCAA records for the season, rushing attempts and rushing touchdowns, 29. And of course, Allen is starting to come on a little bit as Howard Schnellenberger incites the FAU Owl fans. 2nd and 8 for Colgate. Chris Brown on a rollout, throws it, and has Luke Graham, who has been big for Chris Brown. He'll catch the ball at the 36-yard line. That'll be enough for the first down. Willie Hughley there in tight coverage, but not tight enough.
And that'll get the fans back down on their seats. Great job by Luke Graham attacking the football. Comeback route. Watch him come back and attack the football. That's the key to the play. It removes Willie Hughley from making a play on the football. All young receivers, that's something you have to learn. Go up and attack the football. At least come back to it, make it easier for a reception.
We wondered if Graham could play it all today with that partially dislocated shoulder. 6 receptions, 77 yards, 2 touchdowns on the day so far. Brown, the handoff to Branch, stopped immediately by Chris McKinley, the backup inside linebacker, and that'll be a gain of 0.
We've been talking about Chris Brown from Rockledge, Florida. That time his best friend and high school teammate Chris McKinley comes up, and looked like there was a big hole off the left side, and then all of a sudden 54 in blue comes in and shuts it right down for FAU. And this defense needs to stop Colgate on this drive. They have to get the football back either with a turnover or shorten the field for their offense.
Yeah, they've come up big sometimes on 1st and 2nd down. It's been 3rd down that's really hurt this football team defensively. Brown hands the ball off to Branch inside, who is hammered in the backfield. About a 2-yard loss on the play. The first to get there, Varens Guerriere and Tyrone Higgins, the defensive tackle and middle linebacker.
Yeah, that time FAU winning the battle at the line of scrimmage. You can tell there's a little zip taken out of that Colgate offense. That offensive line walking around, and the crowd starting to get back into this football game, and FAU starting to fly around a little bit on defense.
Called Guerriere's name a couple of times, the defensive tackle, the team defensive MVP a year ago, as the crowd rises to their feet. 3rd and 11. Lots of time. He looks deep again for Graham, and Graham just cannot haul it down. Again, the shoulder a problem, and Graham stays on the ground in pain.
Even a healthy Luke Graham needed full extension on this. And with a bad shoulder going up, you just see the strength's not there to pull the football down, and then his head hits very hard along with that bad shoulder on the ground here at Lockhart Stadium, and he stays on the sidelines and watches on 4th down.
Jason Sutton, a deep ball. Prudenti under it at the 25. They can't break the first tackle. Number 28, Jeff Bean, was there first. As Luke Graham fights off the pain, his team leads 30-17, 13 minutes remaining in the 4th.
Don't touch the needle. You might scratch the record. Don't touch the needle.
Please, make it fun.
Too much hip movement is incorrect and unappealing.
Make it fun.
You know what they say about too much dancing. Change can be a dangerous thing. Change.
Remix the rules, remix the flavor. New Tropical Sprite Remix.
Remix.
He's watching me. All the time. I can't see him. But he's out there.
I sense it.
On the diamond, on the court,
on the track.
He pushes himself.
To be better than me?
Better than me.
Better than me.
Better than me. To be better than me.
Training to beat me. All by himself.
He's watched my career.
Studied my moves.
He knows my game.
Knows my strengths.
Looking for my weakness.
I don't know him.
I don't know him.
I don't know him.
But he knows me.
Is it you?
Welcome to the world where competition never sleeps. The ultimate online battleground, where you can take on anyone, anytime, anywhere. This is the EA Sports Nation, and it's only on PlayStation 2. EA Sports. It's in the game.
The NCAA Division I AA Championship. Brought to you by Cool Mint Listerine Pocket Pack Strips. Kills germs. Feel the clean.
Happy holidays from the Fort Lauderdale area down here in the state of Florida. Saw your yacht. It's at the front of your house there, the palm trees?
Yeah,
okay.
We're trimming everything back.
13 minutes remaining here in this football game. FAU with the ball trailing 30-17, and they hand it off to Parker inside, who gets up to the 35-yard line before he's brought down.
Well,
it's going to be close to a first down, John.
Yeah, sorry, Mark. You can tell there's a sense of urgency now in the FAU side, both defensively and now offensively. A little bit of a hurry-up offense. They can get as many plays as they can in because they want to get down and really make Colgate pay on this drive.
Well, the 34-yard line's the official spot. They're going to call for a measurement here. While they're measuring it, let's check in with Matt Weiner in the studio.
All right, guys, thanks very much. Delaware is about to put the finishing touches on Wofford. Jermaine Bennett, for the third time today, finds the paint. Fighting Blue Hens 2:44 away from heading to the title game.
All right, Matt, lots of football left to play here in Fort Lauderdale. 12:55 remaining. FAU down 17-30 against Colgate. We've seen a spark in the second half here. Jared Allen works out of the shotgun, looks deep. Oh, overthrows his intended receiver, Brittany Tellis, and it's a good thing because Sean McHugh would have cut him in half.
That was a beeline right to the sidelines, and you're right. And if Sean McHugh may have been looking for the football, he might have been able to make a play on it, but he was perfect coverage that time by the Colgate secondary. Had a little cover two, safety comes off the hash, and perfect positioning that time by the secondary.
And although they need big plays, Allen needs to be concerned here. You don't want to take
plenty of
too
time.
much, yeah, because this defense is going to get much softer now for Colgate, trying to keep plays in front of them. Allen over the middle, and there's your interception. Number 3, Brian Anderson picks off the ball and then goes down at the 32-yard line. The junior out of Lithonia, Georgia. His 3rd interception of the season.
Nice timing, partner. You know, you can feel that because you have a sense of urgency now that the crowd's back in it. Your defense makes a stop. You want to make a big play, but you have to let the plays come to you. Don't force it down the middle, and that's exactly what happens here. Another good job, good defensive pressure in the secondary, and Brian Anderson, who had an injury, comes back into the starting lineup for this Raider defense, makes a big play, and another look from the end zone. Just no business throwing that football. 3 white shirts down the middle, and if you're late down the middle, normally it's coming back at you as a quarterback.
You mentioned Anderson's injury. He broke his foot, came back 18 days later, still wears a walking boot during the week as Jamal Branch goes back to work for the Colgate offense. He slams it up for about a yard and a half on the gain before McKinley and Hughley are there for the stop.
What a workhorse Jamal Branch is, and nothing's been easy for him today. And those yards that he has gotten between the tackles have been most impressive. He hasn't fumbled the football. He's been taking a lot of shots, and this offensive line has worn down a little bit that FAU defense.
2 yards under 100 on the day for Branch. He has carried the ball already 35 times. Brown on the rollout, looks inside, intended for Gerald, but incomplete, and we've got a flag on the play. Most likely pass interference. Willie Hughley, the corner, was the closest one there.
Yeah, a little bit early.
Out of defense, first down and 5.
Howard Schnellenberger can't believe it.
Good coverage. Actually, Hughley had nice position, but it looked like he may have had a hand on the receiver, J.B. Gerald, and that's sometimes the hand you don't see from behind is the one tugging, and that'll get you a flag every time.
Another first down for Colgate. Here comes the blitz. They hand it off to Branch, and Branch hits it up in there. Craig Roundtree, the strong safety, was there, along with Tyrone Higgins, the strong side linebacker. Well, how did Colgate get here to the semifinal? Let's take you back to last week. As much as 36 inches fell in parts of the Northeast, most of it at Andy Kerr Field. Early in the fourth quarter, Colgate took the lead on the 1-yard pass from Brown to Ben Evans, but it was the running back Travis Glassford's smooth sledding and all that snow that helped give WIU the lead, but 1:50 left, Jamal Branch scored. Colgate won a close one, 28-27. And I mean, it was a close one. I should tell you, John, you were there. A little bit of difference. We have, instead of a foot of snow, we've got palm trees.
You know,
here.
I almost forgot about that weekend, Mark. I hit a deer with the car. I mean, it was just a typical up northeast weekend for me. But now back at home, and really you thought FAU would have some home cooking.
Yes.
You thought they'd come back and use the heat and use the nice weather and their team speed to their advantage. But Howard Schnellenberger, and I don't think he was surprised. I think he thought this Colgate team was going to be a tough team. It had a lot of heart, a lot of determination. You just couldn't tell how they played lately because the 2 games they played have been in snowouts.
Branch, a big hole off the left side, carries 3 or 4 defensive players with him, including Shamari Earls, the middle linebacker, and they'll spot the ball around the 5-yard line. It's interesting, we saw the flashback in the snow. The people at Colgate just went crazy. They tore the field goal uprights down as we look at Branch work again. They took it into town, couldn't find any place to take it into town and leave it. So what did they do? They marched it out to a lake and dumped it in a lake.
Oh, typically nowhere to put it. They throw it in a lake. Somebody put it in a lake. That's right. And Dick Biddle was so happy. He was sprinting off the field with the game ball, and deservedly so.
Branch now needs just 4 yards to hit the 120 mark, and he gets the carry and just continues to punish Owl defenders. Roundtree was there along with Earls again, and Branch will pick up probably 2 yards on the carry.
Almost looks like a Jerome Bettis type of back. Just keeps going north and south. One hit, and he doesn't move. His pad level's low, and he makes you hit him up top, and 1, 2, 3 Owls can't take him down.
Yeah. We're talking about the goalpost last week. Here are the students in Colgate, and I mean, that thing came down in a hurry. Cold steel just snapped off. They promptly picked it up and headed for downtown, but they couldn't find any place big enough to put it. So as we said, they took it out to a lake.
It wouldn't fit on the streets.
Chris Brown, the naked bootleg. They're not going to catch him. Hughley tries to run him down. He stretches out. Touchdown, Colgate. Chris Brown, what a show he has put on today. 17-0 as a starter, coming into this game as a starter for Colgate, and he's on his way to his 18th straight victory.
Chris Brown has so much confidence in his ability and his speed. Watch him stretch the football out. Hughley in hot pursuit, but he's not going to get to the pylon first. That'll be Chris Brown, and with that last highlight, we saw the goalpost coming down. That may have iced it for Colgate with a lot of time left, but 36-17 now, and Colgate took that momentum that FAU had got on defense. They got a quick score, and it looks like they'll go for 2 now. The decision by Mike Foley and Dick Biddle.
What this does, too, is I think it makes you take more risks offensively. And we saw already Jared Allen throwing the interception, trying to make big plays, and that's the risk you take. So Chris Brown working out of the shotgun, looking for 2, rolling rights. Throws it back inside. The ball tipped, and it looked like it might have been intended for Chad Graham, but number 5, Mike Christie, got a hand on it and tipped it, and nobody came up with a reception.
Yeah, both guys wide open, and it just looked like the timing was thrown off. But good pressure defensively by that front of FAU.
What a job Dick Biddle has done, has he not, at Colgate, as we take a look at the play again.
Yeah, coming to his right side, it looks like Christie is open there. Actually, both receivers open. Just the mesh points of rolling out and the linebackers cutting across. You get a finger on it or a hand on it. You say, yeah, oh no, we didn't get it. And Mike Foley disappointed on the sidelines, but they're happy with the lead they have now.
It's hard to be disappointed when your football team puts up 36 on FAU, and they have been kind of the juggernaut coming down here through the playoffs. 9:18 remaining here in the fourth quarter, as it's been the Chris Brown show. He has run, thrown, he's done just about everything you could ask a quarterback to do in college football.
He's been so accurate. You know, normally when you have a running quarterback and a guy that's very accurate, they wear down, especially after playing the last couple of weeks. But I was so impressed. He was that accurate and that good with his feet in the bad conditions they played up at home last week. And now he comes down back to the home state of Florida, and 82 yards rushing in a touchdown, and 16 of 25 through the air. He's been very efficient, and you can't say anything but superlatives for him.
His 3 touchdowns passing today sets a new all-time record for Rutgers in a single season. Passing touchdowns for a quarterback at 22. He came into the game with 19. And again, his primary target's been Luke Graham, who's played with that partially dislocated shoulder, and what a gutty performance he's logged in today as well.
And they really spread the football around.
Yes, they have.
You know, J.B. Gerald's come in and had a couple of nice plays. Frazier, the tight end's done a nice job.
So Anthony Jackson, Casey McGahee deep now for FAU. As Mike Rava gets set to kick it off once again for the Raiders. Oh, just a bloop kick. Lands at about the 34 and finally just jumped on by an FAU player, and that's where the Owls will take over. Naheem Acevedo, backup running back, was there to kind of fall on it. The Owls will take over to 30.
They really have acquired some big plays on special teams by just pooching it down there. They want to eliminate the big run back, and they actually got a turnover by recovering the kick on in the first half.
Again, Howard Schnellenberger came into this game 6-0 in the postseason as a coach in college football. A perfect record. Dick Biddle and Colgate had something to say about that today. As Doug Parker will line up in the backfield along with Jared Allen. They throw the football to Aaron Sanchez, the fullback, leaking out of the backfield, and mark this down at about the 37-yard line. The hurry-up offense is now in place. Allen looking down the seam for his tight end, and almost a spectacular catch by Cressinger Hill. A one-handed attempt, and he almost brought it in traffic, Josh.
Well, credit Lukabu, the linebacker. Almost a sensational catch, but Lukabu right on the hip pocket, and then the little tap on the football by Ainsworth Manoit out of that free safety position. Looked like he was open initially, but that window closed very quickly.
In a hurry.
Two-time Patriot Player of the Year.
Finalist for the Buck Buchanan Award is the most outstanding defensive player in 1AA football as they go down again, and Cressinger Hill wide open on the seam route in the middle of the field down to the 23-yard line. Ainsworth Minot, the free safety, was there, but not after the big gain by the Owl tight end.
Well, the key on that play, finally, Colgate vacates the middle of the football field. They've had a free safety in the middle all day long. That time they split the coverage, and that time Anthony Cressinger Hill goes right down the middle for the big play.
Allen lines him right back up, and they go back to work again. 3 wide receivers to the right. They dump it outside to Sanchez, the fullback, and he'll pick up maybe a yard or two before Minot, the free safety, drags him to the ground.
Well, clock an enemy as well as the score is FAU right now, trying to get into the end zone and work the wideouts. I'd like to see a corner out to the short side here by Bynes. Just get him one-on-one with someone.
Allen flushes out to the right, scrambles, and gets out of bounds at the 20-yard line. He says he steps out. So Allen, a chance to get out of the pocket and make something happen. But again, stepped on the out-of-bounds line, and that's going to bring up 3rd down and 7. All right, FAU trailing 17-36, facing a 3rd down and 7. 4 of 9, and the ball snapped over Jared Allen's head, the quarterback, and he is brought to the ground by Chris Williams, the nickelback. And we have had an interesting game here as Colgate leads 36-17. I'm Mark Malone. It is the 2nd game of the Division I AA semifinal, along with John Kajemi and Anne-Marie Anderson, who is our sideline reporter. And Howard Schnellenberger brought this football team in his own record of the postseason, 6-0. They were 2-0 this postseason in I AA, but have run into a buzzsaw today. Allen now works from 4th and 35. Throws the ball up, and it's batted down by Sean McCune, number 2. And that's going to be a switch of possession. So a desperation play comes up short. FAU still trails 36-17.
At the trial of the century, the world waits while the jury deliberates.
So, like I said, now it comes in spearmint.
Another flavor of Listerine pocket packs?
Spearmint.
It's called Fresh Burst.
And it kills 99% of germs.
Yeah, I love spearmint.
Order. The jury needs more Fresh Burst Listerine pocket packs.
Fresh Burst Listerine Pocket Pack strips. Kill the germs, feel the clean. And now, cinnamon, another new flavor from Listerine Pocket Packs.
Blitz, every chance you get. Pontiac vibe. Fuel for the soul.
In the next 15 seconds, the cooling vapors of VapoRub can start to make you feel like you're breathing again. It's so fast, you don't even need the full 15. Let's see a cold pill do that.
Your boss expects a report in 1 hour, but it's a gorgeous 74 degrees outside. So, you handle it like a true professional. With a laptop powered by Centrino, Intel's mobile technology, you can work wirelessly in thousands of places, even Bryant Park, under your favorite tree. Intel Centrino mobile technology.
Back at Lockhart Stadium, 7:28 remaining as Florida Atlantic trails 36-17 now with 7:28 remaining. Take a look at game track. And Jamal Branch set an NCAA Division I AA touchdown record, his 29th rushing touchdown this season, then set another record later in the football game. That was his 410th carry on the season. So yes, he has been a workhorse for the Colgate Raiders.
Yeah, spit the bit on Jamal Branch, because he's been a workhorse, but Chris Brown has done an excellent job from the opening gun. I thought he managed this game so well. He did a little bit with his legs, a little bit with his arm, fed it to Jamal Branch, but also spread the football around and really kept FAU off guard. They really couldn't zero in on one player, and that's been the key to their success offensively.
It's interesting. Kirk Koza, the defensive coordinator, says, you know, I'd like to play the game against Chris Brown, not the offensive coordinator. I don't know that that was a good choice on his part.
I don't want any part of Chris Brown right now after watching him.
Those of you joining us now here in Fort Lauderdale, those of you watching us at the Delaware game, welcome. And how about the time of possession? 37 minutes to 15:25. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
It says it all. FAU has not had an answer to stop this Colgate offense.
2 tight ends they go to now as Branch continues to work, and here comes the blitz. They hand it off inside to the fullback. And that'll pick up maybe a yard or two. Guli Amadi was the ball carrier.
Colgate's found a way, and Dick Biddle in this offense has found a way to convert whenever they needed a big play. When the game got close, they always found a way to make a play, make a first down, continue that time of possession. And early in this game, FAU was non-existent offensively, and they've had a chance to get back in it, but as soon as they did, Colgate shut the door on them.
3rd down now at 9 for Brown, who comes rolling out right. He's rolled out most of the day, changes his field, breaks a couple of tackles, and then finally brought down at the 32-yard line by William Gray, the defensive end. And a reminder tonight at 8 o'clock on ESPN, It's the Heisman Trophy presentation presented by Wendy's. First off, Reese Davis, Trev Alberts, and Mark Mayo meet up at Grand Central Station. Then Reese joins Chris Fowler, Lee Corso, and Kirk Herbstreit at the Yale Club for live interviews with the finalists, their families, and, of course, the coaches. And for those of you who are joining our broadcast, I asked John Kajemi who he thought might win this earlier in the day, and you said?
I said the quarterback from Oklahoma. I think he's going to win. I don't know if he's as deserving as maybe somebody else on that list, but I think he's going to win it.
Kind of like Larry Fitzgerald, but I don't know if being a sophomore is going to hurt him. As the ball is blocked, the punt blocked by FAU, and touchdown Owls. Number 39, Etwin Henry. Etwin Henry takes the ball in for the touchdown after it was blocked by Quincy Skinner, the freshman starting corner.
Well, they've been close all day, Mark, in blocking a kick, and that time no one touches number 10, Quincy Skinner, on the block. And then Henry takes it in for the score on special teams. And special teams has not been stellar today for FAU. No. They've had a lot of penalties, a couple of turnovers, but now they get the turnover in their favor, and they should go for 2 here. Or they were going to go for 2.
Now they've sent the place kicker out on the field, Mark Myers. There was some confusion, but they'll go for 1 here to make it 24-36. At that point, they'd be trailing by 12. Still a 2-possession ball game with 5:17 remaining. Myers puts it through the uprights, and FAU gets a surprise out of their special teams as the freshman Quincy Skinner comes up with a block. They turn it into a touchdown, and we have got ourselves a 12-point ball game.
Home is where the hoop is. With ESPN Full Court, you'll get more than 450 additional games of college basketball. To order, call your local cable company, DirecTV at 1-800-DirecTV, or Dish Network at 1-800-333-DISH.
This year, the holidays are gateways, so give the box. Inside, you'll find the season's hottest gifts, like our stylish 5-megapixel T50, a great value at less than $300. Or our 4-megapixel, it's under $200, both perfect for film quality photos. Plus, get a free printer when you buy either digital camera. Act now for free shipping with delivery by Christmas, so hurry in and give the box from Gateway.
As little children believe in Santa Claus as we approach the greetings, the FAU fans still have hopes. 5:17 remaining now. Your team trails by 12. Florida Atlantic, Colgate. The winner will face Delaware. Delaware beating Wofford earlier today, 24-9. The final will be held in Chattanooga Friday, December 19th at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. The night before, they'll hand out the Walter Payton Award, which is the Heisman for 1AA. That man, Jamal Branch, is one of the 3 finalists. He's just 3 yards down to break the Division 1AA single-season rushing record. Came into this game with 2,141 rushing yards. The onside kick is up, and Long, Dwayne Long, the wide receiver, who moves up on the hands team, drags it in at the 50-yard line.
That's a job that people move to the back of the line for, Mark. I can remember that. But Dwayne Long, he stepped right up and actually jumped up to get that football. Perfect technique, and you can see he pays for it on the sidelines. But that's what you need to do on those kicks, the would-be onside kicks. Get up and get the football, tuck it away.
You hope the rest of your teammates have zeroed in on somebody and take a little heat off you.
I'm sure he'll have a talk in the film room tomorrow or Monday.
6 foot, 210-pound junior up to make the grab, and Colgate will take over now. A couple of tight ends in the football game. They throw it out to Branch, and he is stuck at the line of scrimmage by Tyrone Higgins, a strong side linebacker who was right there as soon as the ball snapped.
Well, that time the blitz pays off for Kirk Hosa. He set Craig Roundtree, the strong safety, on the outside and really used up the fullback. That allowed Tyrone Higgins to come in for the tackle for a loss.
Higgins has had a big game today. The junior out of Rivera Beach, Florida.
I've been impressed with their linebackers. They've made a lot of good plays.
They have.
Just been on the field a long time.
They certainly have, a long time. Colgate dominating the time of possession as they go back to Branch again. He breaks the tackle up inside, down to near the 40-yard line, but there's a flag on the play, and it's in the vicinity of holding. And that's the indication. So all those hard-fought yards by Jamal Branch taken away.
That was probably the biggest crease he's seen in a while, too. He's had some tough yards over the last 15 minutes.
Holding by the defense, 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Second down.
So again, although it moves Colgate back, it doesn't help in the time of possession. The clock now down at 4:28. As Colgate faces a 2nd and 23, and really FAU desperately needs a turnover now.
Yeah, have to find a way to stop the clock and get the football back and shorten that field. If the defense isn't going to score, have to shorten the field for that FAU offense.
Call Branch's number again on the counter over the left side, and is brought down by Laskowski, the outside linebacker, at the 44-yard line. And the clock continues to tick down.
Yeah, the ally of Colgate right now is wearing 346 and counting because they've been on the football field. This offense, I've been so impressed with the time of possession today. They've just dominated the time of possession, and they've scored points when they had the opportunities to. They just didn't go 80 yards and kick field goals.
Mike Foley, the offensive coordinator, running things from the sideline as Chris Brown goes to the air and he looks deep. And there's Hughley, and Hughley can't hold on. The corner who came into this game with 5 interceptions out of Haines City, Florida, had a chance for another pick but could not hold on as the play was intended for long.
And not shy on effort as Willie Hughley. Chris Brown was pressured and he goes up and attacks the football, but credit to Wayne Long, number 19 for Colgate, going up and battling for the football and wouldn't let Hughley come down with the interception.
So Brittany Tellis now will be deep to receive a Jason Sutton punt. And here comes the block by Sutton. Tellis back to the 6-yard line. Gets a block down the right sideline. Makes another tackler miss. And finally, still on his feet at the 37, 38-yard line, and he's brought down at the 39. Dwayne Long makes the tackle, but they're looking for a big, big play. And Tellis does everything he possibly can to give him that play. FAU will take over on the 39-yard line. 3:02 remaining and trailing by 12. We'll be back right after this.
So I want to send an email to a friend, but text won't convey the pure emotion of my voice. So I use the new voice email feature from Infone. It allows me to record my message and send the audio via email. So I call Infone with my message. Dude, I'm engaged. Can you believe it? I'm so excited. You see, text would just be blocked compared to my voice.
Want to add some emotion to your email? Don't just make a call. Make an Infone call. Sign up is free at infone.com.
I'm exploding with delight.
He's multi-time Supercross champion Ricky Carmichael, and only Radio Shack has him. Huh? It's the Honda CR250R Motocross Bike RC, featuring Ricky Carmichael.
It's an RC.
Exclusively at Radio Shack. Race it over the roughest terrain. It jumps, it corners, it even writes itself. It's the Shack's fastest RC.
I'm the fastest RC.
Comes with everything shown here. Batteries sold separately.
Man, I wish I could do that.
At your RC headquarters, Radio Shack.
Rockstar Games presents Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Grand Theft Auto Double Pack. Out now on Xbox with Grand Theft Auto 3. Rated M for mature.
.302 remaining here in the fourth. Florida Atlantic down by 12. And just a reminder, later today on ESPN, North Dakota, Grand Valley State meet to decide the Division II football championships. For more information, you can log on to ESPN.com. Grand Valley State, the defending champs. And, of course, that game now just underway. North Dakota beat Grand Valley State back in 2001 for the championship. So some teams that are familiar with each other, and more college football here on the worldwide leader. Three wide receivers for Jared Allen. Goes outside to the running back Parker, out at the 46-yard line as we join Matt Weiner in the studio.
Mark, if Colgate can hold off those hard-charging Owls, they'll get the Delaware Fighting Blue Hens. Tubby Raymond Field flooded with Blue Hen fans because Delaware is going to the title game. 3 touchdowns from Jermaine Bennett, 24-9 win over Walker.
All right, Matt, nothing more dangerous than a bunch of runaway Blue Hens. Congratulations to Delaware on their win today as they await one of these two teams, and they finally find Vines again, who goes down at the 49-yard line. Sean McEwen, the strong safety, the closest defender.
Well, nice call there by defensive coordinator Ed Pinkham. They bring the short side corner and force Jared Allen to throw the conversion route. So good job by the short side and a good call at this time of the game.
Clock ticking down now, 2:30 to play here in this football game. Allen checks the play at the line of scrimmage. They go inside to draw to the fullback, Sanchez, who only picks up about 3 yards on the play before he's dropped by Ryan Miller. Sanchez having a problem with his shoe. He comes off the field. Eric Harper, the backup fullback, is now in the football game.
Well, Cressinger Hill had success going down the middle of this zone. I'd want to get it to 84 or 17 on the outside.
Too deep. It's there for them. Zone route, looks inside, and then dumps it down to the running back, Park, who slips and falls. No gain on the play. Brian Anderson, the corner there, to make the play for Colgate.
Yeah, I think you got to look to your playmakers, and they've done a nice job in the second half trying to zero in on Cressinger Hill and Roosevelt Vines, but they need a big play with 1:51 and counting.
Allen's got to take a risk here, and he goes down the field looking for Cressinger Hill. Run into, and there's a flag on the play. It'll be defensive pass interference inside the 10-yard line. Tim Luckaboo, the middle linebacker, was in amongst all those flags.
Yeah, we can pick a number because they all interfered with him. But I think that's the smart play. Get it to your playmaker down the middle. Give him a chance to go up and get the football. Worst case scenario, you're going to get a penalty and still retain possession of the football.
In Cressinger Hill, if you just get one-on-one, it doesn't have to be a perfect throw. He's big enough to go up and fight for the football.
Just get it close.
What you don't want to do is throw it into a pile.
By the defense, 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. First down.
And really, Mark, the only time that FAU's been able to have success down the middle is in that cover 2 when they have Lukabu, 41, running with the tight end. You can see the collision in the back. Ainsworth Menard, number 38, comes in and hits Cressinger Hill from the back, and Dick Biddle looking at that clock, wanting that thing to grind down.
Coming up next, the NCAA Men's College Cup from Santa Clara and Indiana. All you soccer fans, as Jared Allen goes to the screen now to Parker off the left side. Got a couple blockers in front of him, but forced out of bounds inside the 30 by Robert Hanna, the defensive end. And, you know, we talk about Tim Lukabu being deep, and it's a lot like the Tony Dungy, what the NFL two-deep buck coverage, right? Where that middle linebacker is responsible for that seam route.
And he's getting down the field 20, 30 yards, and he's got the speed to stay with some of these receivers. A regular tight end, yes, but a guy that's a wide receiver playing the tight end position, he's having trouble staying with him.
Lukabu from the Congo. almost intercepted, intended for Cressinger Hill. Matt Spack, a defensive end, dropped back in coverage and got his hand on it. But to me, if you're going to throw the underneath pass, if you're Jared Allen, it better be wide open.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you got to start taking some shots down the field.
You have to, because you need to get the football back and get the onside kick to get possession again. So I'd look for him to maybe get to 17, Roosevelt Vines, and take a shot in the end zone here.
Official stopping the clock. No timeout has been called.
Mark, with FAU having so much success in flexing Anthony Cressinger Hill out to the wide side, that's bringing the safety towards him, and that's giving more room on the short side for Roosevelt Vines.
Vines single coverage on the left side. Ball thrown over the middle and somehow finds the tight end Cressinger Hill. Amazing throw, amazing catch.
And it moves the chains and stops the clock. As you said, I don't know how that football got in there, but it did.
Back to work quickly. They throw it to the fullback, and number 35, Aaron Sanchez, is hammered by Chris Williams, the nickelback. Comes off the corner coverage and is there waiting for the fullback.
Yeah, Chris started last week against Western Illinois, and Brian Anderson coming back from that ankle injury. He's inserted as the starter, and Williams used primarily in the nickel coverage today, but has done a nice job.
Done a very nice job. Again, I would suspect deep crossing routes, corner routes here, something to put the ball in the end zone. You need either touchdowns or incompletions here.
That's it.
Ball on the comeback outside, and it's intercepted by Chris Williams. And Williams forced out of bounds at the 25, and that'll put a nail in it for FAU as Colgate comes up big on a goal line stand, leading now 36-24 with just over a minute to play.
Well, that's more than a nice job, Mark. That's a game clincher right there. Chris Williams on the corner, fights for the football. Watch him go up and just take away the football from the Woodbury receiver, Larry Taylor. And then Cressinger Hill drags him out of bounds, but that's a case of going up and just saying, hey, it's my football. We're going to ice the game right here with a big play defensively. The offense has carried us most of the afternoon, and now the defense comes in and puts the game away.
Dick Biddle doing a great job. Obviously, he will go on to the final. And Howard Schnellenberger, who said, listen, this program and what we've been able to do for not only FAU, but football in this area has already been established. No matter what happens in this game, as Jamal Branch gets another carry out close to the 30-yard line. We should also say that this university, Florida Atlantic, has already accepted an invite to the Sun Belt, and they will go through a transition period, start their full course in 2006. But that man said, I'm 69. I won't be 70 till March, and I'm pleading George Burns. I'm going to be 69 for a long time, and I plan on coaching for a long time.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. He said when he has the Florida Marlins manager, the world champions, Jack McKeon, he's 72. He says, I'm going to stay 69 until I retire.
All right, here is our Pontiac high performance moments of this football game. And not surprisingly, it's Jamal Branch. The pitch out to the left side. And that makes him, with his carry, a 1AA NCAA all-time single season rushing leader. Jamal Branch, 2,262 yards. And yes, folks, postseason stats now count in college football, and yes, he still has another game to play.
And yes, he's a tired young man because he's done it all today. He and Chris Brown, the quarterback, have been a 1-2 punch that FAU's defense just didn't have an answer for.
Schnellenberger also said our recruiting budget's about $50,000. We recruit from Orlando South.
Yeah, they go Orlando, Tampa, and they said we may stick our head in the Keys this year.
Way down south. And again, all but 4 members of his football team are from the state of Florida. Branch gets yet another carry to the left side as they work on the clock under a minute now. But can you imagine that? That's one of the things that really appealed to some of his assistant coaches. He said, you know, you don't have to get on planes and fly all over the country recruiting kids. We've got all the kids we could possibly use in our program right here within about a 3 hours drive.
Yeah, and Bobby Bowden and the coach at Florida State and at Florida and at Miami, and there's so many kids that you can recruit from. There's probably going to be about 130 guys that get signed from this state. Well, Miami can only take 15 or 14 or 18. Florida State can do the same, and Florida can do the same. So there's leftover talent that are marginal talent that could go either way. And Howard finds those guys and gets them in his program.
Just a reminder again, coming up next, the NCAA's Men's College Cup Soccer, the national semifinals, Santa Clara at Indiana. And by the way, the winner will play St. John's for the championship game. It's that time of year, a lot of championships being decided in sports around the country. Dick Biddle, his team had been to the playoffs before, but he had never been as far as this semifinal game, and he will find himself in his first final ever as Colgate will advance to Chattanooga to play on Friday night against the Blue Hens of Delaware. Branch gets it again, cuts it back, and drags a couple of tacklers with him, including Craig Roundtree, the strong safety.
And the assistant coaches from Colgate just to our left, high-fiving everybody that's around them. They're very excited with what they've accomplished this year, and today Chris Brown and Jamal Branch have brought them into the championship game.
Now let's point out, this is a non-athletic scholarship school. They do not give out scholarships at Colgate, and they are going against the football program that Schnellenberger has built in 3 years, but a football program that really thrives on scholarships.
Yeah, and they've done it the old-fashioned way at Colgate.
The victory formation as a quarterback, you love to get in that one. Chris Brown takes a knee, and the clock will tick down from 18 down.
What an effort by this Colgate offense, and they've done a great job in controlling the game and getting themselves to the championship for that guy right there, Dick Biddle, who's on a dead sprint.
I think the Gatorade bucket is coming out for him. And he'll stand there and willingly take it. Dick Biddle and the Colgate Raiders 36-24 over FAU, handing Howard Schnellenberger his first postseason loss as a college coach. It was a great game and a great scene for Colgate, certainly, and that man, Dick Biddle. The NCAA Men's College Cup is coming up next, Santa Clara and Indiana. For Anne-Marie Anderson and John Kajemi, I'm Mark Malone. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Now back to Matt Weiner in the studio.